make it.
Hey guys, welcome to Art 2. If you're new to this channel is about helping you sell your art online through print-on-demand websites, and in today's video we're comparing Redbubble to Etsy. So which is better? A lot of you guys use Redbubble and it's easy to set up. There's not too much to think about when you do a Redbubble upload and let them handle everything and get your sales through the platform. Now when you set up Etsy, there's a little bit more thinking that has to go into setting up an Etsy store and to get sales on that platform. So we're going to discuss the two, compare them side by side, and see which one will bring in more sales over time for your print-on-demand business. So let's get into it. So we know that there's been a lot of issues in the last couple of weeks with Redbubble and people losing their accounts and being banned. Not sure why they were banned. There's a little bit of a hiccup going on right now with Redbubble, and we're getting some feedback that sometimes the uploader isn't working. So there is a concern that something might happen with people's Redbubble's accounts. So this is definitely a good time to start up other accounts on different platforms and to try to build out your print-on-demand business and not depend on just one site. As we can see from what's happening with Redbubble, if that site was to ban you permanently from their platform, you wouldn't have a place to sell your print-on-demand items if you didn't have another shop set up somewhere else. And the nice thing about having a whole bunch of different print-on-demand platforms set up at the same time is that you never know where you're going to get a sale. So sometimes it might be slow on one platform and you'll get a sale on a different platform, or some designs just sell better on certain platforms than they do on others. So this is why I like to have a few different platforms that I upload my art to, so that I can have some variety and have different audiences looking at my designs, and overall that increases the number of sales that I do get because I'm out there on different platforms. So let's talk about Redbubble first, and the positives, all the good things that Redbubble can do for you if you do set up a print-on-demand business through their platform. And then we'll get into Etsy and see the positives on that platform, and then we'll compare at the end the negatives from both platforms. So let's talk about it. Okay, so let's start with Redbubble. We know that it's one of the simplest platforms to get started with when it comes to print-on-demand. All you need to do is create your designs, upload it to the site, and then apply your designs to different products by adjusting and making a few tweaks. And when your designs are uploaded, you basically don't have to do anything else other than wait for people to find those designs and purchase them through Redbubble. You could consider promoting it or doing some outside advertising on your own to get traffic to your designs, but for the most part, Redbubble takes care of everything. So once somebody finds your design on the site, they're going to purchase it. They're going to make it at the Redbubble distributors. They're going to put everything together for you. So you don't have to do anything other than just upload your designs, which is the simplest thing to do if you're starting a print-on-demand business. You don't want to have too much involvement. You just want to basically create that design once and have passive income once those things sell. So this is a great way to start in print-on-demand. Now, the other thing about Redbubble is that you could lose control of your designs or account. So basically that means if there's something questionable that you've put up on Redbubble, they could say that it's infringed copyright, or someone else could take that action, and then that would mean that that design could be pulled down from the site and no longer available to be sold on Redbubble. It also means that they have full control of your account, meaning that if there's something that happens that you're accused of breaking one of the terms and conditions, your account could be closed. Or as we saw in the last couple of weeks, a whole bunch of accounts were closed on Redbubble. A lot of people didn't know why this was happening to them. A lot of people had their accounts permanently closed and they can't get it back. So that means they've lost their income through Redbubble. But on the plus side, there is a large number of items that Redbubble has to offer, so they have a lot of things that you can get your designs on, which means that it can turn into more sales. And when you compare that to something like Etsy, where you have to either create your own goods or find an outside source to create your goods, you probably won't have as many items to upload to Etsy. Plus there's a fee when you upload to Etsy. So let's compare the two when it comes to fees. So as far as Redbubble goes, there is no fees. You basically just upload your design, and when you sell something, they will provide you with the margin and send it to you through PayPal. When you list something on Etsy, there is a fee to list it, and there's a fee for selling. So if there's a percentage that they're going to take when you do make a sale. So it can add up if you're using Etsy as your platform for selling print on demand. And it's something to take into account when you think about Redbubble, because Redbubble is really simple. There's really no headaches or hiccups. It's just upload your picture and go. The thing is it's a crowded marketplace too, and sometimes you don't get found as quickly as you thought you would for your designs. With Etsy, let's get into Etsy actually and talk a bit about how Etsy compares to Redbubble. So Etsy is a large marketplace, and I like to think of it as sort of like an eBay, but for people who craft and make their own items or sell very unique products that wouldn't fit a platform like eBay. So with the ability to upload your products to Etsy, there also comes the fees. So you do have to pay every time you list something on the platform. You have to enter manually all the details about that product. You have to create a mock-up of the design, so you have to be good at taking pictures, those kind of things. And this is where Redbubble sort of has an upper hand on that. They have generic photos of models, and usually the mock-up generator that they have will put your design onto those models. And it looks really great when somebody goes onto their website. So for the consumer, it feels consistent, and they have an idea of what product they're buying and what's going to be on it when they receive it. It's very detailed the way that they add your designs to the mock-ups, and you can actually even see if your design is going to look the way you thought it would look on that product, because if you've made it too small or too pixelized or anything like that, you'll be able to tell on the mock-up generator and be able to disable that if that's something that you don't want to upload to Redbubble. Now with Etsy, you have to basically either pay for a program that can do mock-up generation. There is programs that do that, or if you sign up for a service like Printify, which is in the link below, you can create a mock-up of the design on a product on that site, and then if you can save down the picture, you can use that for your Etsy store. The thing is that it doesn't look as great as the images that Redbubble uses. You could also purchase the product with the design on it and upload your own unique pictures, which would cost you money and maybe would be too time consuming if you have a lot of products that you're designing and you're going to have a lot of extra things that you don't need. As I mentioned, you can use a company like Printify to fulfill your orders. So basically you get the order from Etsy, and you can also link your store through Printify. So basically when somebody orders on Etsy, Printify will get the order and take care of everything on the back end for shipping. So it's sort of like Redbubble, but not, because there is also the hiccups that come with working with another platform like Printify. I've had a couple cases where someone has ordered something from me on Etsy, and the order didn't get fed through to Printify, and then it took a couple days, and I had manually put it in that order. And then I ended up getting like 2 orders, so the person got 2 items instead of the one, and I had to pay out of my own pocket, and I never did get reimbursed from Printify. So there are little hiccups when you have it synced with your store, but for most part it does work, and I've had quite a few orders come through without any issues. So another way of avoiding Printify and having your own control over what you actually manufacture is to find wholesalers that can make t-shirts, mugs, whatever it might be that you want to sell on the platform, and order them in bulk and have them at hand, so you're actually fulfilling the orders. This is a little bit more tricky because now you have to put out cash for those items, so you have to pay for merchandise ahead of time, and you have no guarantees that they'll sell and that you might be stuck with a lot of inventory that doesn't move. So this is why I kind of avoided this at the beginning. If you know that you have a design that's successful and it sells well, then you might consider purchasing wholesale a bunch of the item and then having that on hand and shipping it yourself if you got a better deal from another supplier. But at the beginning, you might want to start with one of these print-on-demand companies, because they'll print one-offs whenever you get a sale and you're not stuck with inventory, and that's probably the easiest way to go when you're new at print-on-demand. So Etsy is flexible that way, that you can change the products that you offer. You can do a whole bunch of things that you can't change out with Redbubble. So to sum it up, when we compare the two side by side, Redbubble versus Etsy, I would say that Redbubble is extremely easy to set up. There's no worries. Once you have your designs up on the site, you just wait for the sales to come through. There's no other thought involved in the Redbubble platform. They take care of everything from manufacturing the item to shipping to collecting payment, the mock-ups, all that kind of stuff is all taken care of on the back end by Redbubble, which is a plus for anybody who wants to start a print-on-demand business. With Etsy, there are fees. There are extra hiccups because you have to take pictures, have to list your items individually, or you can use a platform like Printify in the description box below that will allow you to sync your store. And once you create an item, it's sort of like Redbubble because it feeds it over to Etsy. But if you don't do it that way and you're creating your own wholesale suppliers, then you're counting on a whole bunch of other variables. Sometimes there's delays at the supplier's warehouse before they can ship you items. So it's a little bit of a game when you do it that way. I kind of like the platforms that simplify everything for me, where I don't have anything to think about, where I just upload a picture and hopefully that picture is popular enough that it will generate sales, and that platform will take care of everything for me. So that's why if I was going to start an Etsy business from scratch, and a lot of you guys are, I would start off with a print-on-demand platform like Printify or Printful, and upload my designs to those sites, create the mock-ups there, create the sync of the store so that it feeds over to Etsy, and then my involvement is only with customer service and making sure that the two connect and everything is working smoothly, and uploading my designs. So that keeps my Etsy business really simple. So as far as traffic goes, when you compare both Redbubble and Etsy, you're going to get a fair amount of traffic from both sites. They're very popular sites for people looking for things. So they both also use Google ads, and they come across social media. There's always something being fed to people that have been on Etsy or Redbubble. So you're not with a website or with a platform that isn't going to promote your items. Both of them will do their job as far as getting traffic to your item. The thing is will your item convert? So as far as these two sites go, I prefer the simplicity of Redbubble. It's been a focus of mine for a very long time, and I like that I don't have to put too much effort into that platform other than designing my artwork and uploading it, and then adjusting it to the different items for the mock-ups and to make sure that they look good on the products that are being activated on the shop in Redbubble. But as far as Etsy goes, there is the flexibility of selling products that aren't available on Redbubble. So you might be able to find wholesalers that can print your designs on different things that Redbubble doesn't have, and you have that flexibility. If you're doing greeting cards and things along those lines, you might even find a local printer that can do a good job, and you can promote it on Etsy. So I like both sites. They both have their pros and cons. It depends on what your designs are, what your focus is, and what you want to sell. And if you want something complex, easy, middle of the ground, whatever you're planning to do, I think both platforms give you that flexibility, because if you integrate Printify with Etsy, then you have the best of both worlds, where you have a print-on-demand platform fulfilling your orders and printing out one at a time each item, or you could invest some money and buy wholesale your designs on different products and ship it yourself and take care of all that on the back end. So it depends on what your preferences is and how much time you have to put into a business. So if you're trying to generate passive income, the least work that you can do, the better it can be, because you can set up a whole bunch of different platforms that will create this passive income source for you with very little work, and once in a while you get a sale and you didn't do much to put any effort into sending things out or anything like that. So think about what you want to do, how you have organized your time, and how you want to proceed. So I'm not going to go for or against either platform. I think they're good platforms to sell your print-on-demand items and your designs. So it depends on what you prefer and how much involvement you want to have. So if you enjoy this type of content, I hope you guys can hit the subscribe button. If you hit the notification bell, you'll know when the next video goes up, and hitting that like button always helps us get found in the YouTube algorithm, which really helps the channel. We're constantly putting up content on print on demand and giving you ideas of things that you can do to make extra money with your designs. So I hope you can stick around and subscribe. I know a lot of you guys have been subscribing over the last couple months, and we love your feedback in the comments and being part of this community. So thank you for joining R2, and next time we'll get into some other details of how to make more money with print on demand. So come on back, keep uploading, and we'll see you guys in the next one.